Hey, what's up guys? Dimple Games here. About to show you all something a little different, something that's not Smite, something that's not a Let's Play. This is just a game that I like to play in my spare time. I actually play it on the PC, but the actual card version's better. And I'm talking about Magic the Gathering. So if you guys have ever heard of the game and maybe played it not on the PC, you know that you can build your own decks by purchasing cards. And there's just a massive, massive pool of cards out there. And so, if you have an idea for a deck, like maybe you see some cards, like, oh, I want to build a deck around this card, or, I have a theme, like, oh, I want all cats or something. So, like, it's really hard to just, like, Google all your cat cards, you know what I mean? Like, so there's two tools I use to help create decks. I want to show you guys those here. I think this is the best way to create decks. So, the first thing you want to do is go to magiccards.info. So this site right here has every single card printed, but they're all categorized or marked in such a way that they're easy to search. So on this site, you can search for cards based on color, their mana costs, the power if it's a creature, toughness, converted mana costs. Pretty much anything you can think of, you can search by here. So let's do an example here. So we're gonna do something a little bit trickier, like we're gonna look for something like rules in the actual text on the card. So let's say you want a creature, or anything actually, it doesn't have to be a creature that has sacrifice a land. So this is gonna look in all formats, which is all the cards printed, for somewhere in the text that says sacrifice a land. And there you go. You have a card that says sacrifice a land. Interesting. Actually, I think that doesn't really search by the actual, like it looked at sacrifice, it has the word sacrifice, the word a, and the word land in it. Not necessarily the whole thing together. So I've put quotes around it, it should fix that. Sacrifice land, yeah, there we go. Sacrifice a land, sacrifice a land. So you can kind of treat it like you would Google. It has the same kind of search features. I could sort by, I could take this same thing and do only black. This is going to turn me all black cards that say sacrifice a land. I could change it to be a certain format. It'll filter by that. Maybe I wanted to have one that only has mana costs 3 or less. Like this thing can do everything you want. So once you've finally figured out what your deck is, or actually while you're going through this process of adding cards, I usually write them all down in Notepad. So I take each card that I want, put it here. Maybe I won't use it, but if I think I might in my deck, I'll put it here. On the left, you'll see there's a number. That number doesn't really matter unless you already have an idea of how many of those cards you want in your deck. Like I usually just put 4, and I'll figure it out later. So now that you have this list set up, it's not all that helpful. Like if you were looking at this and trying to figure out your deck, it's going to be hard to choose which cards to keep and which to ditch. So there's a tool out there that'll help you kind of look at your deck in a different way. So let's go over to mtgdeckbuilder.net. So I think this is totally free. I don't think you have to become a member. Like I don't even think you have to create a profile. Like I think you can just go straight to deck builder and build a deck. You just won't be able to save it. But I am a member, so I can save my decks. So let's go here to deck builder and see what this is all about. This tool is freaking amazing, trust me guys. So over here you can go ahead and add each card one by one. So let's say murder. So I can click it and hey, my deck has a murder. Well, that's not super useful, like we already did that here. So the cool thing about this tool is I can actually come up here and go to import cards. And this tells you kind of the format that you need to have it in if you're going to import. So we already have our list set up that way. So let's grab all these cards, copy and paste them into here, and then hit submit. So this will go ahead and it'll add all the cards based on the number count next to them to your little pool of cards here. And so you notice here though, it tells me that some of these had errors importing, which normally it's because either you didn't spell it wrong or just the card doesn't exist. And usually it's just because you didn't spell it correctly. Like here I don't think I did, so Let's go ahead and look for that card over here because I still want it in my deck. There it is, Elixir of Immortality. I think the difference here between these three is just the printing, like which format it came out in, but it's still the same card. So let's go ahead and add one. Alright, so now we have all our cards in the pool. This view right here isn't very helpful, like you can't see really what the cards are. I usually go to this different view here, grid view. And this lays out all your cards by creatures and tells you the count. Spells in the count, artifacts in the count, even your lands and planeswalkers. So from here, like you can kind of get a big overall view of your deck, and you can go about thinning them. You know, you maybe want to remove, like I don't need this much card draw, let's get rid of divination. You can delete 4, delete 1, whatever you want to do here. And also another really cool thing about this is you can create a sideboard. Like most tournaments allow you to have 10 cards in your sideboard. Well, you can do that here. So I can take one of these and move to sideboard. And now I have my own little set of sideboard cards. I can add 4, do whatever I want over here with them. But since I removed one from here, let's go ahead and add it back. So there you go. So now that you have a big overall view, like I said, you can go through here and remove ones you don't want. Maybe you don't need that many spells or that many creatures, you know, whatever you want to do. And also to help you figure this out, they have another tool over here. It's really cool. This kind of gives you like the analytics of your deck. It tells you the converted mana cost of most of your cards, the mana curve, which right now it looks kind of broken. I wonder if it doesn't work if you have more than 60. Let's go find that out. I'm curious. So let's just start deleting stuff until we get down to 60. At 105, wow, it's gonna be a lot of cards. Get rid of some creatures. Delete 4, delete 4. We're almost there. Almost there. Alright, one more card. I think it'll work with more than 60, but I don't think 100 it'll work. Well, no, it didn't fix it. Oh, that's odd. So it looks like the converted mana cost is messed up. But everything else works well. It still tells you, you know, how many blue cards you have, how many black cards you have, how many swamp actual mana symbols you have in your cards. Like this will help you choose how many lands to throw in your deck. It tells you the creature, card lanes, all those categories that we saw over here, like the percentages of your deck, which will help you, you know, pick the most optimal deck. So if you guys use this, let me know what you think. If you think it's as good as tool as I do. Like I use this thing all the time if I'm trying to build a deck. Like there's just no other way for me. Yeah, so just leave me a comment. Let me know if you like it. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. And as always, until next time, have a good one.